Okay, so for this example, we're going to imagine we have a brief to take an existing smartwatch and make an outdoors rugged version. And I'll show you how to get really quickly from this input of the existing watch, take some inspiration from the web and use AI models to generate a really cool output in a short amount of time. A little bit about Runchat, which is the tool that we'll be using for this. It makes it simple to use the latest AI models without needing to be a coder or technical expert. You can think of it like Figma, but for creative exploration and turning concepts into production assets. It's focused on giving designers more control over AI outputs. So instead of hitting generate and hoping, you shape and direct the results. And it's built specifically for creative exploration, automating the boring, repetitive stuff while keeping your focus on design decisions that matter. For this example as well, we'll work really quickly. We'll use basic prompts and models for it. With more detailed prompts, we would probably get better results. And also, I'm going to speed up running nodes at post-production to keep this tutorial focused, so generation will appear faster than it actually is in Runchat. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the very basics. You've got a node here, which is an image I dragged onto the canvas. It appears, and we can do stuff like edit this. So I'm going to use the prompt bar down here. I've selected the image, and I can do something like make the watch anodized blue. It figures out what model to use. We hit enter. It generates a new node. It connects it to the previous node where it's expecting an image input, and it's automatically running for us. So it's very quickly changed the color of this watch to blue. And then another edit we could do, so again, just dragging to select this node, is we could make the background purple. Again, hitting enter, it creates a node for us and runs it immediately. It's decided to use Gemini 2.5 Flash. Okay, so the power of Runchat is that if I wanted to, for instance, change this to being a purple anodized watch, and then also reapply this background, it's quite easy to do this. Nodes have an input view and also an output view, which you can toggle by clicking this button at the top here. So if we go to the input view, we can make this watch anodized purple. Notice that the output is no longer completed, so this node doesn't know what it's operating on. And what we can do is instead of just running this node, we can run subsequent nodes by pressing this fast forward button. We expect that this first node will make the watch purple, and then it'll automatically run the next node and apply the purple background. So you can start to see how, unlike chat tools, Runchat is much more powerful in that you can create pipelines and run consistent edits on input imagery and run other sorts of processes parametrically. Let's keep moving. Okay, we've got these two watches here, and we want to create an array of designs to see a few different variations of these two watches blended. What we're going to do is we're going to do this slightly differently since we've got a prompt here that I've pre-prepared. So what I can do is I can drag away from the output, and I can go into the create menu and select edit images. You'll notice that this menu gives you a number of different options of different tools that you can use inside of Runchat. We'll mostly just concentrate on the agent feature, which is used to write prompts as you would normally do with a general AI agent. And then also you can create different media such as images, video, 3D models, and audio. So for now, we'll just do edit image. We can plug in both of these watches. And because I've got an input here that can be used as a prompt, I'll plug it into the prompt. I'm going to make this a lot bigger by just dragging in the bottom right corner. And I'm going to crank up the number of variations here since I want to see a few different options. Okay, so it's output a few interesting examples. It seems to hybridize these two designs. And I think for the moment, I'm most interested in this one. So I'm just going to select that image, drag away from it, and on the canvas by releasing, it just places an image that I can work from. So keep moving and we can do some concept design. So let's imagine that I want to make a few different variations of finishes or materials. I can go to inputs and create a text input. So I can use this to write a few different prompts. So I'll do something like changing the smartwatch to have a glossy iridescent chrome finish, a soft orange to white gradient. We'll make it camo. And finally, we'll make it gold plated. So by selecting the output of this node and hitting edit image, and also using all of these inputs as prompts, you can see it's taken these 4 prompts, and if I run this, it'll run 4 times and generate 4 outputs. Okay, some really odd outputs here. And I think notably, I don't want to have the G-Shock branding, so we can also remove that in a moment. So I've just dropped in a different reference image we can use to style the watch. And what I'll do is I'll hold Alt and drag this image. And then I can select both of these images and say to apply the aesthetic and materials of the fashion photography to the smartwatch. So it's going to use Gemini to edit this watch and make it more styled like the image we've provided here. Okay, I like this one, but I don't like the G-Shock branding, so I'm just going to move these out of the way by just dragging and selecting them and moving them. Okay, so one thing I don't like about it is that it says G-Shock and also protection here. So what I'm going to do is make a really crude edit by opening the sketch tool to mark up those areas and specify that they be removed. So I'm going to double click to edit this. I can increase the size of the brush and just draw over these. So it's pretty easy. And then from the output of this, I can edit the image and remove the markup. Okay, so it's removed those logos, and now we can keep moving. Another few small things I don't like about this image right now is the background. So I'm just going to, again, edit it, and in the prompt area, say to make it a product photography background. And another thing I can do is just produce an alternative angle for use later on. So again, I can just drag from the input, edit image, and show the product from a slightly different angle. Great. Okay, so we have these 2 images we can work from. So let's just rejig this a little bit. Okay, so another thing that is really handy to do is to be able to get like a sense of the proportions of the product and to get an idea of what it looks like from different angles. So an easy way to do that is to make a video of it. So we can drag away from the output and select create a video. And for this, I'm going to actually use a different model. So down the bottom here, we have the kind of toolbar for each node. You can open settings here, you can select a model, and you can change other parameters of the node based on which model you're using. And so if I select this, it'll show me more models to pick from. And I'm going to use Kling 2.5 for this. I'm going to plug in this prompt that I pre-prepared and run this. Okay, so that took about 30 seconds, and you can see definitely a lot more of this product. Great, let's keep moving. Another thing you might notice, I'm just going to hold out and drag this image over here again so we can reuse it, is that the quality that's output from some of these models is actually like fairly low. And for use in production environments or to put it into presentations or use these assets professionally, we would want a lot higher quality for these. So one option we have is to upscale these images. So Runchat has a few upscalers enabled, and one that I will use for this will be Topaz Upscale. It's a relatively okay priced upscaler. Okay, so we've got that back. Let's now make these images quite large so we can zoom in and inspect the details between them. So in this one here, we have all sorts of artifacts. It's hard to see the kind of quality of the plastic. There's a lot of pixelation within the image. And in this one here, it's done a lot of cleanup. These crowns are much higher quality. It has done a poor job of upscaling text, and that will vary between models. Yeah, a few different artifacts here, but generally much, much higher quality. It's worth mentioning a little bit more about credits. If you go into models, you'll notice that each model type has a different price of credits, and that's usually indicated per image, per run, or in seconds for a video. When you run a node, it will count against the credits that you have. Runchat has a free tier that includes 500 free credits. And in our paid tiers, we offer different ways of also buying and topping up additional credits. You can see at the top right here, under my account, I can see my subscription type and also my remaining credits. That's just a little bit about how credits work inside Runchat. So let's keep moving. And I think I would like to now take this watch that we've created and also this reference image and start to figure out how to stage a product video. So I'm going to take that image from earlier and the lower quality image, since the higher quality one won't be that useful to us. And one thing I want to do is I want to put the smartwatch on the wrist, replacing the current smartwatch. So again, drag from the output. I'll also connect our new smartwatch into the images here. And I will use this prompt that we've pre-provided. Cool, so you can see the watch on the model's hand, and that's looking pretty good. But I guess a few things about this image that I want to modify and see some options of. It'd be cool to see a few different hands that could model this watch. And also, I think this sleeve is overly polished compared to the kind of Gore-Tex aesthetic that we're going after here. So we'll make some changes to that. And I'm going to select both of these and say something about changing the sleeve to use the fashion photography provided. Okay, we hit enter, creates a node, and it will hopefully change the sleeve for us. Great, so we've got a more kind of technical gear sleeve. I'm not particularly super fond of that one, so we can run it again and see if we get a different output. In the instance that we wanted to go back to that previous one, we could very easily go to the menu and use the Browse Assets tool here. And it shows us all of our previous generations. And if we wanted to bring that one back, it's pretty easy to just drag it in here. I prefer it, I think, to this new one that it's generated. So I'm just going to delete that and use the old one that it created. A common thing we would usually like to do is to have different models that would wear this watch so we can get an idea of how it looks on different people. And so I'm going to do something that basically we'll use an agent to create a number of different qualities of hands, and we can plug that into this image and make a few edits so we can see it on a few different hands. So for that, I'm going to use the agent tool, and I'm going to list some qualities of a hand and ask for 4 different variations of them. Now, before I run this, I'll also change the output here from markdown to list. And when I run this, will give us a list of 4 outputs. Great, so I can now edit this image by dragging away from it and plug in those 4 different prompts into the prompt area to run this 4 times and change the hand to be each of these. Okay, so we have a few different outputs here, and it'd be cool to make a video of one of these. I think I'm partial to the tattooed one. So now let's quickly bring these stage products to life. So we are going to make a video of this. We're going to drag away from this node, create a video. We're going to use Minimax Halo for this and a pre-written prompt. Okay, so you can see this is the video that's been generated. Gives us a pretty clear idea of what the watch looks like on this hand. So final thing we'd like to go through is just if you would like to convert this model into a 3D model so that you can use it as a reference for modeling up a higher quality 3D model and figuring out how to get it into production, we can just go back and grab one of the watches from earlier. And it's quite easy to prepare this for 3D modeling. So we need to remove the background. I find that it generally gets better results if we do this before trying to convert it to a 3D model. And then we are going to create a 3D model. And for this, I'm going to use Tripo 3D. I find it gives a good results for watches. Okay, and it's just loading a 3D model. So it seems to have gotten the proportion of things quite well. There's this artifact out here, and it seems to have had maybe a little bit of trouble with the texturing, but it seems like this is a good enough model to work from to go into CAD and start to model this up. Also, you can tell that it hasn't really known what to do on this backside here. But yeah, like it was pretty easy to go from an image to a fairly decent quality 3D model. So if we look at what we've just done, we've gone pretty quickly from not using Runchat before to using a few reference images and a lot of Gemini to create different variations, to explore materiality and product options. We've placed it on a model and we have animated the placement on a model. And yeah, we've also produced a 3D model output. So I'll post the example for this tutorial in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to shout out on our Discord. If there's anything you'd like to see us try out or add more examples for, please just let us know on Discord. Cheers.